Welcome back. In this video, we'll be covering how to use the S Gundam Blender files currently available on Gumroad. You can find the link to this in the description. I'll show you how to use the armature, make it transform, and finally I'll show you the object relationships in the scene. I want to give everyone a better understanding of how to create mecha within Blender. Providing an example of a large finished project is the best way to achieve that, in my opinion. This was created for people who have a basic understanding of Blender. If you know how to move and create objects, you should be able to follow along. If you're a seasoned Blender user, hopefully you can find some workflow tips by navigating the file. These models are free for personal use, meaning this cannot be used for any commercial applications. There are 3 files included in this download: the textured model, the blank UV unwrap model, and the construction model. All contain the same 3D model, but each are set up for different use cases. The textured model can be used to make renders and animations. It can also be exported and experimented on in other applications. The blank UV unwrap model can be used to create custom textures with the texture paint tools in Blender. This model is also set up to be easily exported into Substance Painter for texturing. Construction model is a procedural version of the model that can be used to create further variants. Please understand that this model is not designed to be 3D printed. However, it can potentially be converted into a printable format. Just know that it is a 1-to-1, meaning it has a head height of about 22 meters. Also understand that there are many floating objects within the model. Now I'm going to go over how to use the armature in these files. Every file will open to a similar view with the armature selected. First, let's go into the application's header and select Edit, Preferences to make sure we're all on the same page. Under the Interface tab, make sure header position is set to bottom. Under the Input tab, make sure Emulate Numpad is checked. In the Key Map tab, the Select with Mouse button option, set that to left, and make sure Tab for Pie menu is checked. Click the icon with the 3 lines in the bottom left corner of the window and select Save Preferences. Do not trust autosave. The armature will be disabled in viewports by default, but you can enable it by toggling the viewport icon in the outliner. With the armature selected, go over to the Properties panel and open the Object Data panel. In this panel, you will find the Pose library. Select a pose and press the magnifying glass to apply it. Please understand this will only work if all bones are selected in pose mode. The bone layers display all of the bones in the armature. Hold Shift to select multiple bone layers. Take a moment to explore all of the bones on every layer. It is important to notice the rotation method is set to XYZ Euler, different from the default quaternion WXYZ. Also notice every bone can only rotate on one axis. The head bone is a depth track bone constraint that is controlled by this bone. Alt-R and Alt-G in pose mode will clear the bone's rotations and translations. Now that we understand the basics of the armature, we can learn about actions and how to make it transform. With the armature selected, if you go down to the Action Editor window and select the S Gundam Transformation action, this action is controlled by a single bone on this layer. It can function because there is an action bone constraint on every bone on the left layers. I took it a step further and made it an action where the controller causes the model to transform. Lastly, we'll go over the various object relationships in the scene. In this example, you see we have multiple models. Every assembly is parented to a single empty at the origin. It is called an empty because it does not have any object data properties. This empty is bound to the armature by a copy location bone constraint. This is called the master base bone, which is the parent bone of the entire armature. Next in the hierarchy is the pelvis root bone. Minor elevation changes like depictions of floating can be set with this bone. In the S-Gundam project, there are 3 transformation cores. They are parented to the root bone. This allows all 3 cores to move independently while they are still governed by the empty. The power in this workflow is the fact that you can create better interactions between models in space-like environments where there is no set ground plane. It makes it easier to set up formations. Constraints can be put on the empty for situations like being carried on a vessel. The empty can be placed on a path, or an entire assembly can be positioned in the background. Making an empty at the origin point makes it easy to manage instances of the assembly collection. This Zaku 2 artwork was made using instances, which also reduce the processing power for rendering. Thanks for watching the video, and let me know in the comments if there are any questions or topics you want me to expand on. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos for more details about my workflow.